T. Clark here, and this video is going over the AP Computer Science A 2025 CED problem, FRQ problem, number 1B. And in 1B it says to write the get abbreviation method. So that's the second method in our code up here. So I skipped it in the first video, but it's this get abbreviation method. So now I'll scroll up. Okay, so I have message still and num words still. So private string message and private int and num words are my two instance variables I have. I have the get next word if I need it, but what will it do? It'll return an abbreviation for the instance variable message. Okay, so I need to use message as described in part B. Okay, so each word in message is separated by a single space. Okay, so we got the spaces. We're going through each space, looks like, and then message contains two or more words. Okay, so message has at least two words in it, and then message will be unchanged. Okay, so what do we actually have to do? So it says abbreviation. Oh, first letter of each word in message. So I have to go. So if I have what? As soon as possible, it'll give me the first letter, and then the next first letter, then the next first letter, and the next first letter. So I'm gonna maybe save this as a temporary string, and then go through space by space and get the first character each time, and then yeah, go word by word for every substring up until the space. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna actually look at my whatchamacallit, the reference sheet. So the reference sheet is actually here. Here we go. Here's the official reference sheet. Because it has my string constructors, or not constructors, string methods. So I have substring, from and to, index of. I'll probably use index of to get to where the space is. I don't need a split. Wait. I could use split. That's interesting. No, that's yeah. I'm not going to use split. I haven't used split in a while. Maybe I'll do another video using split. But I'm going to use index of and substring and probably a while loop. Okay, so I'm going to get abbreviation. I need to first copy message into a temporary variable. So I'm going to say string temp equals my message, because I can't mess with the message, right? It says message is unchanged, so I'm not going to mess with message. I need a result, string result. Okay, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the current word and get everything after the current word. So I'm going to say while temp.index of, so I'm looking for spaces. So as long as there's a space, I'm going to keep doing this. And I gotta watch out for the last case is a word with no space. I'm gonna write that down so I don't forget that last one. Sometimes I do. I forget to take care of the last one. So what am I doing? I'm gonna get like as soon as. So I'm gonna get this as my first word, and then everything after that space of as. So I'm gonna say string first equals temp dot substring from the beginning 0 up until that index of space. Oh wait, index of space has to be valid, has to be greater than 0. If it's 0, that's going to be a problem, right? Because the word has to be beginning. So I'm assuming the space is going to be bigger than 0, because there's a word has to have at least one letter. So index of space will never be 0. Yeah, so that's correct. So as long as there's a space in my message, right? Temp is my message. I'm going to get the first word. First is from there up until that space. Oh, not message. The index of the space. Yeah, I don't care about the space, so it's not going to include the space. And then I'm going to say string second equals, oh, not a second, I'm going to set itself to be everything after the space. So I'm going to say find where the space is and go one after the space to get everything else. So right now, first is going to be as without the space. Well, it doesn't matter if it has a space or not, but right now it's as, and then now this is going to be soon as possible. Make sure I have the comments. Okay, then what do I actually want to do? I want to get that letter. Okay, so I have the first one. I'm going to squeeze in there, and actually it's kind of nicer that you're editing on a computer, because if you're writing it out, you'd have to like squeeze stuff in, put arrows. That's what my students do sometimes. But with if you're writing, you can just get that first letter. So I'm going to add the first letter. Actually, I don't even need a first. I'm going to get just the A. I don't need as, I just need A. So I'm going to say my result is going to be the first letter in my message. So to get the first letter, remember it's 0, and then the difference here is 1. So 0, 1 means start at 0, and it's going to be 1 long. So it's just the A. Result, if I could type out correctly, result, yeah. Okay, so result is that first letter. I don't care about the whole word, I just care about the letter. And then I was thinking about like Magpie Lab. And then everything after the space becomes a new message. Yeah. Okay, that's good, that's good. And then if there's no more spaces, get the last letter. So the next time through it here, it'll get S, and then everything else would be as possible. Next time through would be A, and then everything else would be possible. And then there's no more spaces now in possible. And I'm done with the while loop. And now the last case is when it's just possible. I need to get the first letter. So I'm going to add to my result the first letter, or the remaining first letter. And then don't forget you to return result. I had this return blank just as a temporary holder, but either way we have to return the result. And I think that's it. So you have to copy the message over, loop through it over and over again as long as you can. So let's look at my answers. The book on the table, good morning sunshine, and ASAP. Okay, looks like that works. But again, don't forget the last letter. Make little notes as you go through to remind yourself. Have a good day.